Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our induction evening for new Year 7 students starting at Lutterworth College in September 2021. My name is Mr. Summers and I've been the head teacher here at Lutterworth College for the last 4 years. It's been a challenging and difficult last 18 months because of the pandemic, and we understand that education has been disrupted for all young people. But we want the start in September to be as normal as it possibly can be. So I'd like to welcome you all to tonight's presentation. I hope you find this evening's presentation both enjoyable and informative, and it allays any fears that you may be having as either a student or as a parent for September's start. Before I hand over to my colleagues, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the school. There has been a school on site for Lutterworth College since 1880, and we are both proud of our history of educating the young people of Lutterworth and the surrounding communities for the last 140 years or so. And we are also looking forward to an extremely bright future here at the school. Our school motto, you can see displayed on the screen, is Sapere Aude. It's a Latin phrase which literally translated means dare to be wise. And we take that literal translation to mean that we want our students to do the right thing, whatever their circumstances. And it's really important. At Lutterworth College, we also have a vision to enable every young person to learn, flourish and succeed. And we believe that we do this by having the very best teachers delivering the very best lessons. We also want our students to display the Be Christ characteristics during their time here. And the Be Christ characteristics are that our students become courageous, hardworking, reflective, inspirational, supportive and tenacious. And obviously, as you come to school in September, you'll learn more about how you will grow into those characteristics as a student here at Lutterworth College. So I hope you have a really nice evening, and I'm going to pass you over to Mr. Lane, one of our deputy heads here at the school, who will take you for the next phase of the presentation. Thank you for listening.
Hi and good evening. My name is Dominic Lane and I'm one of the deputy head teachers at the college. My role focuses on the day-to-day operations of the school, working alongside my colleagues to make sure that students are getting the very best experience they can. Having been at the school for many years, next year being my 17th at Lutterworth, I'm now quite experienced in welcoming new students and families to the school and want to take this opportunity to share some of the things we've learned along the way. So the first thing I'd like to say to you is, don't worry. If we've learned one thing from the last 18 months, is that we can't plan or prepare for everything. There will always be a challenge that blindsides us when we least expect it. However, schools, teachers, but more importantly, students and their families have shown what an incredible team we can be when we all dig in and work together. We will all have had our different experiences during the pandemic, but we're still moving forwards, being successful, and we shouldn't lose sight of that. Inevitably, starting a new school will be another hurdle to overcome, and some of our students will find things very strange at first. There will be others who will sail in on the first day, full of confidence and never look back. Your children are individuals, and they will all react in different ways, and that's absolutely fine. We expect everyone to pull out the stops to ensure that your child is happy, even though they're at school. And that is massively impacted by the role you play as parents. The influence you have on your children is far greater than we can ever have in school. Your influence is invaluable in showing, for example, the values of right and wrong, giving support and encouragement, and simply being there to listen when things go wrong. Based on my experiences, I think there are several things you can do that help your children to grow and succeed as people during their secondary school years. So the first is to see through the teenage veneer. Your children are going to give an impression of not needing you, but it's not so. Keep taking an interest in their schoolwork. Ask questions. Ask what they're learning in particular subjects. My experience is that they'll be able to teach us a thing or two. It's important to set clear expectations and routines. Schoolwork needs to be done at set times in an appropriate, quiet place without the distraction of a television. Secondary school is going to put greater demands on your children and require more of their attention, and they need the space and the support to do this so that they can be successful. Please make sure you emphasise learning beyond school. Your child will learn a lot through reading, visits, conversation, and your interests. If we think back to our positive memories, we don't remember the sheet that Mr. Smith gave us in science, or the explanation Mrs. Jones said in English. But our memories come from the sport teams we were part of, the productions we were in, the experiments that happened at science club, the trips and adventures we went on. Please encourage extracurricular involvement. Learning outside the curriculum is really, really beneficial. And finally, stay in touch with us. I can't emphasise enough the importance of communication. The most beneficial experiences I've had over the past years is speaking to parents and their children. If you think we've made a mistake, get in touch with us. If you've done something well, that's always nice to hear too. However, explain the issue. Make an appointment to come and see us. We'll always be reasonable and apologise if we've made a mistake. The reality is no matter how hard we try, we won't always get it right. But it's important to remember we're both on the same side, and your children will learn a lot from seeing us working together. In fact, we'll be a force to be reckoned with. We're really looking forward to your children joining us. It's an exciting time to be part of Lutterworth College, potentially starting a 7-year journey in a school where every single child across all of the year groups has made a positive decision to belong and agree with the vision and values of Lutterworth College. Not many schools can say that, and it is a powerful place to be. I hope you feel reassured that you've made the right choice for your child and that you're entrusting them to a caring community. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lane. Good evening, everybody. My name is Mr. Shovlin. I am one of the college's deputy head teachers. Sorry that we don't get to see each other face-to-face tonight in our main hall, but with a little luck, I'll get to see a lot of you at our uniform fitting sessions next week on Monday and Tuesday, if you've booked a slot to come in and try out the uniform. I'll talk to you a bit more about that later. I'm going to start by talking to you about the college's rewards and sanction system. So how we deal with good behaviour, how we deal with behaviour that doesn't quite meet our expectations. As you know, our central aim is to enable all young people to learn, flourish and to succeed. And when students are doing the right thing, we want to make sure they're given recognition and praise and rewards. If they fail to meet our expectations, obviously we want sanctions that are fair and proportionate. Most importantly, we want our systems to be open and transparent so that students know where they stand, parents know where they stand, everything is clear. So, how does a student at Lutterworth College get rewarded for doing the right thing? I'll talk to you about the main ways in which you can get positive points at Lutterworth College. So it's demonstrating the Be Christ values, it's maintaining good attendance, and it's being awarded a Staff Star of the Week certificate. So let's talk about the Be Christ values first. There are 6 Be Christ values that we have at the college. We're a Church of England school. You don't need to be Christian, you don't need to be religious, because these values apply to anyone doing the right thing. When you're courageous, we will recognise that. When you're hardworking, that will be recognised. If you're reflective, if you think about your actions and think about how you can improve them, we'll give you rewards for that. If you're inspiring to others, you'll be given credit for that. If you're supportive of others, credits for that. And if you're tenacious, so being tenacious means you don't give up. If you meet obstacles or challenges, you overcome them, or you try to overcome them. That's being tenacious and demonstrating tenacity. So those 6 characteristics, every time you demonstrate one of them in a lesson or around the school, your teachers will give you credits. And those credits will show up on your behaviour log as the specific value that you've demonstrated. And every single one of those credits is worth 3 positive behaviour points. And there's no limit to how many of them that you can get. So if you have a particularly good lesson, you might get 2 or 3 of those credits. Attendance stars we award to students who maintain 97% attendance or above over a given week. So we understand that sometimes people get poorly and they can't come into school. That's not an issue. But for every week that you maintain 97% attendance or above, you will be given an attendance star. And an attendance star is worth 5 positive points. So if you attend over 97% across the whole year, it's around about 200 points you can get just from coming to school, being here on time every day. You need to stay in the green then to keep getting those awards. Now, what about the Staff Star of the Week certificate? So here's an award that I've given myself. for being able to name every single song by Girls Aloud. I would demonstrate it now for you, but we don't have enough time, unfortunately. Very sad. A Staff Star of the Week certificate is a really exciting thing. Every single member of staff in the school is allowed to give one of these out every single week. And we give them for students that have gone the extra mile, done something really extraordinary, because they're worth 25 positive points. So we don't give them out for doing the normal stuff in a lesson. We don't give them out for, or you've handed your homework in on time. They're all the things you should be doing anyway. This is for people doing something exceptional or being exceptionally good over a long period of time. You might get a Staff Star of the Week certificate. So they're very, very sought after, very, very special. Hopefully you'll get a few of these while you're at the college. 25 points each. Also, when you join us, you'll be placed into a house. So if you've ever read Harry Potter, you probably know all about houses: Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Slytherin, that kind of thing. Hopefully, well, we won't have a Slytherin house here at the college, obviously. We have 4 houses, and when you join us, you will be placed into one of those 4 houses. And they're houses that compete against each other throughout the year to see which house has the most positive points. And it all culminates in a really exciting sports day in the summer term. So you'll join us, your whole mentor group will be in one of the houses, and every time you do something outside of school, like a co-curricular activity, if you join one of our sports teams or if you come to one of our extracurricular clubs, you can earn house points. And the brilliant thing about house points is that they go onto your behaviour log, so they help you build towards your own personal positive total, but they also count toward the whole school competition. So almost 2 for 1 every time you get a house point. So they're very exciting and they can help you get towards your rewards more quickly. So let's talk about the rewards. The main rewards that we have at the college are our awards. So these are certificates for when you reach certain positive points thresholds. At 500 positive points across an academic year, you'll get a bronze award. At 750 positive points, you'll get a silver award. And once you get to 1,000 positive points, if you get to 1,000 positive points across an academic year, you will get our gold award. And the gold award comes with a badge that you get to wear on your blazer. They are very, very rare. And they're delivered by either me or by Mr. Summers, our head teacher. We get to go around, take the students who've got these awards and make a big show of it and really recognise what an achievement it is, because so far this year, so we're coming toward the end of the academic year, on around about 30 students have had a gold award. So they're very rare, very sought after. We also have our Faculty Star of the Week draw. This is a really exciting lottery. So it's not always about having hundreds and hundreds of positive points. Every single time you get given a credit in any of your lessons, that puts your name into a draw to win Faculty Star of the Week. So our faculties, we have 5 of them: English, Media and MFL, Maths, Business and Enterprise, Science, Art and Technology, PE and the Performing Arts and Humanities. Every week, the heads of those faculties look at all of the students who've had a credit in one of their subjects across the week, and they pick a name out at random, and if your name is picked out, you win Faculty Star of the Week, and that gives you £2.50 on your ID card to spend as you wish the next week in one of the canteens or in the library if you want to get some stationery or put it toward a book, something like that. That money goes onto your card for you to spend however you like. And obviously, the more credits you get in your lessons, the more entries you have into that lottery draw. So get loads of credits. That's more chances to win those awards. We also have pastoral awards. So every half term, your pastoral manager will ask your mentors to nominate somebody from each mentor group for a pastoral award. And if you win one of those, your name will be recognised all on our social media channels. And you'll also get a tub of sweets or something exciting like that. And that's excluding things like end of term treats as well. We do end of term treats every term. If you've had loads of positive points, you'll be invited to get a treat from me. So coming up in a couple of weeks' time, the students in the top 10 of their year group for positive points will all be coming to see me to get themselves an ice cream. We've got our trips that we do at the end of each academic year, where we take students to places like Alton Towers to reward them if they've had a really good behaviour record for that year. So loads and loads and loads of ways in which you can be given positives at the college. But obviously, to get the positives, you need to be doing the right thing. So I'm going to talk to you about our non-negotiables. Non-negotiables are rules that we will never tolerate students breaking. And we have a list of classroom non-negotiables in every single room that represent the bare minimum that we expect from you in your lessons. If you don't meet those expectations, you'll get consequences. But I've got a gut feeling almost everyone watching this video will understand that good behaviour is what we want to be seeing. We want to be giving rewards. We don't want to be giving sanctions. So what are the classroom non-negotiables? You don't need to learn these because they'll be up in every classroom around the college when you join us. You need to arrive on time, you need to be in the correct uniform, and you need to be with the appropriate equipment. So if you've got a PE lesson, you need your PE kit. If you've got a maths lesson, you might need a calculator. You're not allowed to eat, chew gum, or drink anything but water in your lessons. Mobile devices, earphones, AirPods, that kind of thing, need to be switched off and out of sight from the moment you arrive on the site until the end of the school day. We have a mobile phone ban coming in August. So if you do bring a mobile phone to school, switched off, out of sight all day, otherwise we'll confiscate it. You must respect the classroom and all materials provided to you. So we don't want you graffitiing your books, we don't want you scratching your name into any desks or anything like that. We want you to treat the college and all of our materials with respect. You need to follow instructions given by your teachers quickly, not with any argument, and all of the work that we set you, we want you to complete on time and to the very best of your ability. I think that list of non-negotiables is quite fair, but obviously sometimes we make mistakes, don't we? What about the uniform then? Our uniform non-negotiables. I'll talk you through these. You should be wearing nothing in place of your blazer. That means no coats or hoodies on instead of a blazer. So we have a blazer, we want you to be wearing it. If it's cold, you can put a coat on over the top of it, but what you can't be doing is taking your blazer off and replacing it with something like a coat or a hoodie. That's not our uniform. Around the school, outdoor coats and jackets are fine, providing that your blazer is on underneath. So blazer on underneath, nothing in place of a blazer. Blazers may be removed with your teacher's permission in a lesson, but you need to be entering and leaving your classrooms with your blazers on. If the weather's like it is now, quite warm, quite toasty in lessons, your teachers will always say, look, you can take your blazers off, it's warm in here. But you do need to be walking in and out of your lessons with your blazer on. Lanyards need to be on. You can see I'm wearing a lanyard here, one of the staff ones, which is blue. You'll be having yellow lanyards when you join us that help us identify you. ID cards and photos must be visible. So ID's around my neck, ID card is facing out. So if you said to me, who are you? I'd say, look, I'm Mr. Shovlin. I work at Lutterworth College. You'll get one of these as well. It needs to be facing it the right way so that we can see it. Shirts need to be tucked in. And if you're wearing a skirt, it cannot be rolled up because we want you to look smart and appropriately dressed for a school environment. Now, if you don't meet our non-negotiables, whether it's with uniform or in the classroom, you'll be issued with a C1, a C2 or a C3. C1 is just an informal warning and a redirection. So if I'm teaching you English, being a bit chatty, I might say, oh, Aidan, listen to me, stop talking. That's a C1. We don't log that, we don't tell your parents about it, we don't put it on the system. It's just a little informal redirection. If that doesn't work, we might go to a C2, and that's when we issue you with behaviour points. C3, very rare. This is when we have to remove somebody from the lesson because you're just not behaving well enough. And I hope that nobody watching this right now is going to be one of those students that has C3s. If you reach certain points thresholds, negative points thresholds, you will be issued with sanctions. So it's things like detentions, they can be at lunchtime or after school, in-school exclusion, fixed-term exclusion, but none of that should be something you should be worrying about because you're all going to be behaving brilliantly. I can feel it. And remember, mobile phones out during the school day, any devices, AirPods, things like that, we will confiscate them and we won't give them back to the students. We ask your parents to come in and collect them. So if you are going to bring a mobile phone to school, we don't recommend that you do, but if you are going to bring a mobile phone into school, you must take responsibility for keeping it switched off and out of sight. So that's consequences, that's all the behaviour stuff. Let's move on to something a bit more exciting, which is catering. The food at Lutterworth College is really, really good. And you've probably heard, if you've got friends who are here already in the older year groups, they're big fans of the bits and pieces that you can buy from our canteens. We use cashless catering, so that uses your ID cards and parent pay. We don't take cash anywhere in the school. Your parents will be able to put money onto your card online, and then that's how you'll pay for stuff when you're in school. You will get your login details for parent pay at our uniform fitting service next week if you're coming in. If you're not coming in to try out the uniform, we will post those login details to your parents over the next week or so. Year 7 have a dedicated dining room and there are year group slots. So on one of our weeks, you will get to go into the dining room first. On the next week, the year 8 students will get to go in first, and it swaps each week so that everybody gets an opportunity to go first. And for the first few days that you're with us in August, you won't have your ID cards yet because we'll need to print them and take your photos and things like that. We'll be issuing with your lanyard and a barcode that you'll be using instead of the ID card for the first few days while you're here, while we print your ID cards off. In terms of communication, the most important communications to your parents are emailed, so we recommend that your parents check their inboxes daily for anything that's come out from the college. We use a system called Go for Schools that Mrs. Hadley is going to talk to you about in a second. We use Show My Homework, which is an online homework thing. We don't have printed homework planners. We set all of our homework using Show My Homework, which you'll be able to access at home using a mobile phone or a computer, laptop, something like that. It's also called Satchel. And if you want to get in touch with us, the child's mentor, your child's mentor is the first port of call. So students, you'll be assigned a mentor when you join us in August, and that is your first port of call. It's the first port of call for students. It's the first port of call for parents. So if you have a question about anything pastoral, you go to the child's mentor in the first instance. If it's a question about subjects, anything to do with the subjects that kids are being taught or anything that's happened in the lesson, you'd go to your child's subject teachers. We have our SENCO, Liz Thornton, for any urgent SEN needs. And for any other issues that you have about anything to do with the college, you can call our office on 01455 554 101, and they'll talk to you and direct your question to the right person. Right, that's it from me for now. I'm going to hand over to Mrs. Hadley to talk to you about a few other things, and then she'll hand back to me for the next steps, so the things that you're going to be doing over the next few weeks to get you ready for joining us in August. Lovely to see you. Here's Mrs. Hadley.
Thanks, Mr. Shovlin, and welcome New Year 7s and parents. Mr. Shovlin's already introduced me, but I'll just introduce myself again. So my name is Mrs. Hadley, and I'm one of the deputy head teachers. So I'm going to talk to you about the school day first of all. So the school day at Lutterworth College starts at 8:35 in the morning. So that's when the warning bell rings, and it rings 5 minutes before the first lesson, which gives you time to make your way to your first lesson. And the school day finishes at 3:10. We have 5 lessons in a day. You can see on the table the timings for the day. So we have mentor time at the start of each day from 8:40 till 9 o'clock. And that's with your mentor, who is the same person that you will see every morning. And then the bell rings at 9 o'clock to tell students that they need to move to period 1. So all of our lessons are 1 hour long. So we have 2 lessons, 9 till 10, a second one from 10 till 11, and then we have a morning break. So morning break is from 11 till 11:25, and quite a few students go and get a snack from one of our dining facilities during that morning break because lunch is quite late in the day. So after morning break, we have 2 further lessons. So period 3 is from 11:25 until 12:25. And then from 12:25 until 1:25, we have period 4. Lunch is 45 minutes long. So lunch is from 1:25 until 2:10. And then in the afternoon, we have just 1 lesson before the end of the school day. So period 5 is from 2:10 until 3:10. Okay, a little bit of information now about your timetable. So at Lutterworth College, we have a 2-week timetable. So we have week 1 followed by week 2, and then that repeats itself throughout the year. So on that timetable, you're going to spend about half of your time, 50% of your timetable in maths, English and science. And then the rest of your time is divided up between a variety of lessons. One of those lessons is a modern foreign language. So you can choose to study French or Spanish, and when your mum and dad completed your registration forms, admission forms, and returned them, they'll have put on there whether you wanted to do French or Spanish. And then you're going to study a range of other subjects, some of which you'll have studied in Year 6 and some will be new to you. So you can see them listed on the slide. So we've got history and geography, computing, so you do art, design and technology, and that's more than one subject. So in design and technology, you're going to do product design, and you're going to do textiles, and you also do food. So you're also going to do performing arts, and again, under performing arts, there are 3 different subjects. So you'll do drama, you'll do some dance, and you'll also do music. Everybody does physical education, or PE, as you'll probably know it. And then we also have religious studies and PSHE. So most of your lessons are actually going to be with your mentor group. So the people that you see every morning for those 20 minutes before the start of lesson 1. Some of your lessons won't be with your mentor group, but the vast majority will be with your mentor group. So the ones that aren't, design and technology are smaller class sizes because of being in the workshops and in the food rooms. So not all of your students from your mentor group will be with you in those. And we also put you in sets based on broad ability in maths. So you won't just be with students from your form group in those lessons. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to you about are something called parental engagement evenings, and they might have been called parents' evenings in your primary school. So this is for mums and dads as well. So there are 9 parental engagement evenings in a school year. So you might be used to having just 1 or maybe 2 a year at your primary school, but we have 9 in the year. They're every 4 weeks, roughly every 4 weeks during term time. And you can choose which ones you want to attend. So you don't have to attend all of them. You can choose the ones that suit you. If you have a reason to come up to a parent, if you have something that you need to talk to a teacher about, you can book to see that individual teacher, or you can come up for one evening and see all of your teachers. It's really quite flexible. Most of the evenings, I think with perhaps one exception, are open to all year groups. One of the other things about them is that your teachers may contact your parents and ask you to make an appointment for a parental engagement evening, particularly if they have a concern about your progress. So we send out letters inviting parents to come up with you to meet with your teacher, perhaps if you were having a little bit of difficulty in English, for example. We have an online booking system, so you have a login for that, and your parents can go onto the booking system and they can book appointments with the teachers that they want to see at the different evenings, and we let parents know when the booking facility is open for each evening, so that you can go online and make your appointments. The other thing this year, appointments have taken place virtually using a system called Video Call. So we don't actually have parental engagement evenings in school face-to-face anymore. They're still face-to-face, but they're over a video conferencing system. So all you need for that, parents, this is for you really, all you need for that is a device such as a mobile phone or a laptop, or a tablet or a desktop computer, providing it has a microphone as part of it, and it has access to the internet, then it's suitable to use. But we offer guidance on devices that are suitable and helping people to access the system. But the beauty of it is that you can join from anywhere. You don't have to take time off to come into school. And if your dad's at work, and mum's at home, they can both join the appointment using separate devices. Okay, so a little bit of information now about our co-curricular programme. So co-curriculum is about activities that you can do in school that take place outside of lessons. So it's not your timetabled lessons. It's the extra things that you can do, those activities and clubs and trips that are on offer. So at Lutterworth College, we've got a really diverse and broad range of co-curricular activities that students can participate in. Hopefully there's something to appeal to everyone, and I've just listed on the slide one or two examples of things that we offer, but there are way too many things for me to list on this slide. So those are just there as examples. So we've got a range of sports clubs, from netball to football to rugby, to things like dodgeball. We've got STEM Club, which is science, technology, engineering and maths. We do various drama productions that students can get involved in. We run the Duke of Edinburgh's Award for slightly older students once you get to year 9. We're looking to introduce something called F1 in schools next year, which some of you might have done when you perhaps were in year 5, year 4. So that's really exciting, about making model cars and racing them down a track. And we do things like computer coding. We've got art clubs as well, all sorts of things to appeal to everybody's tastes. So the activities on our co-curricular programme take place, some take place at lunchtime, and some of them are on offer after school up till 4:30. In the autumn term, at the start of the autumn term, then we will publish the co-curricular programme, the list of activities that are on offer, and all the information associated with them on our website, and that will be there at the start of the autumn term. Okay, so a little bit of information now about something called assessment and progress reviews. So at the start of year 7, when you join us, we're going to do some computer-based assessments with you, and those will be on your induction days. And those are so that we can see what level you're working at and how best to help you going forward with your learning. So in lessons, we also do regular tests and assessments on the work that you've been doing in class, so that your teachers can see how you're doing, and they can check on your progress, and then they can set targets to help you to improve. At different points in the year, depending on which your year group you're in, depends on when the points are, but we issue progress reviews, and those are they're reports. And they will share with you and your parents information about your progress in each of your subjects, so about your behaviour and your attitude, as well as how you're doing in terms of your attainment and what grades you're achieving. And then at the end of year 7, we'll have some small exams for you to sit in some of your subjects, not all of them, definitely in maths, English and science. And the thing with all of these assessments is just try your best. Providing you've prepared and you've done your best, then what will be. And if you've put the effort in, you're going to do well in them. Okay, and lastly from me, I just want to talk to you for a minute about something called Go for Schools. So Go for Schools is a piece of software that we use to share with students and parents how they're doing in school. So you can access lots and lots of information on your attainment, so your grades and your progress. And all students and parents have a Go for Schools account. So I've listed there the things that you can see on Go for Schools. So you can see your timetable, you can see marks and grades that you've got for work that you've completed in class and for homework, and in any tests or assessments that you've completed. You can see your latest progress review reports when they're published. You can see any rewards you've got for working hard or being courageous, and you can see any sanctions that you've got if perhaps you've got into a little bit of trouble. And you can also see your attendance and check that you've got all of your attendance marks. So detention reminders and messages also come out from Go for Schools, so that you don't forget if you've got any detentions, and any important reminders will be sent out as a message from Go for Schools. And there's also a really handy student app and a parent app for Go for Schools, which you can download onto a tablet or a phone, as well as accessing the full site through a computer or a laptop. So really, really useful, and I'll send out more information to students and parents about accessing Go for Schools at the start of year 7. So I'm going to hand you back to Mr. Shovlin now, and he's going to talk to you a little bit more about your induction days, but I'm really looking forward to seeing you all in September.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Hadley. This is Mr. Shovlin again. I'll be finishing off things now by talking to you about next steps. So this is the next things that are going to happen for you before you join us in August. So pay close attention, because this is all the bits and pieces that you need to know for the next few weeks. So first things first, we've got our uniform fitting service. Already we've had over 150 students and parents sign up for this. It's happening next week. So Monday the 5th and Tuesday the 6th of July. It's an opportunity for you to come into the college to check uniform sizes and to get advice on what to order. If you check the uniform page of our website, you'll see all of the stuff that's compulsory. We have some things that you can buy from our uniform supplier, Academy School Uniforms, but a lot of the stuff on our uniform you can buy from a supermarket if you want to. So, for instance, footwear, we just say all black footwear. You can buy that from wherever. The trousers you can buy from wherever. It's mainly the blazer, the tie, and some of the PE kit that you'll need to get from Academy School Uniforms. But if you want to come in on Monday the 5th of July or Tuesday the 6th of July, you need to book a slot, and you can use the link in my email from the 15th of June that I sent out. That has all the information on it that you need to know to book. So hopefully we'll see some of you in school in a week's time or on Tuesday next week to try on uniform and get to say hi to us. That will be taking place in the Lutterworth 6th building, but you'll see me probably standing at the gate waving a flag to summon you over. We've got our summer school coming up in August. We've had 200 of you sign up for this, which is absolutely fantastic. It's going to be a really, really exciting couple of days. So if you're in Group 1, you'll be coming in on Monday the 9th and Tuesday the 10th of August. If you're in Group 2, it'll be Wednesday the 11th and Thursday the 12th. It's the same summer school on both pairs of days. We just had to chunk you into groups so that we could fit you all on site safely. I will be emailing every single person that signed up for that with the full details of what you need to bring, how it's going to work. You get all of that information sent out before the start of the summer holiday. We're just finalising our plans right now. So if you're coming to the summer school, it'll be really good fun. I'm very excited about seeing you there. Another opportunity to meet me. I'll be there. Some of the leadership team, like Mrs. Hadley, Mr. Summers, Mr. Lane, will all be there to say hi and hope you have a great couple of days. So if you are coming to the summer school, keep an eye on emails, parents, because I'll be sending all of the details out about that over the next couple of weeks before we break up for some holiday. Now, summer work. Students want to know, are we going to be asking you to do work over the summer? And the answer is no, we won't be asking you to do work over the summer this year. But we would like you to bring in, after the summer holiday, a folder of your best work from year 6. So you can put work in a folder like a binder, or in like a punched pocket, or in any kind of plastic envelope, something like that. We just want your best work from year 6 so that you can show it to your teachers here, so that we can get an idea of what you're capable of. What's the best work you can do while you're at primary, because we want to be making sure that you're building on that when you join us. So start collecting things now. Maybe in English, it might be the best story that you've written. In science, it might be an experiment that you've written up. It can be anything, but your best work, start collecting it, pop it into a folder, keep that safe, because we'll be asking you to bring that in after the summer holidays. Try and get a bit of work from a range of subjects. The more, the merrier. So, induction days then. We've taken the unusual step as a school to have our induction days after the summer holiday, so that you can have full experience of what the college is like. You'll get to meet everybody in your mentor group, you'll get to meet all of your real teachers, and you'll get to have the run of the college entirely by yourselves for the first 2 days. So on Tuesday the 24th and Wednesday the 25th of August, your year group will be the only year group in school. All of our other year groups come back later that week. So Tuesday the 24th, Wednesday the 25th, it's a year 7 only zone at the college. And school's going to start at 8:40 a.m, but you'll be able to arrive through gate 3 from 8 a.m. onwards. And you'll see that that'll be the only gate that'll be open. And I'll probably be there saying, hi, come in this way. So you can arrive from 8 o'clock and we'll direct you in. What's going to happen over the 2 induction days? You're going to have a range of exciting activities to complete across those 2 days, including taster lessons in English, Maths and Science with your English, Maths and Science teachers. You'll get a tour of the college so you can figure out where everything is. You'll be given a map so you'll find out where are all of my rooms, here's my timetable, where am I going to need to go for things. Your mentor will show you all of that. You'll have an orienteering activity where you get to do an exciting competition trying to find your way around. There'll be fun mentor group activities, including a competitive quiz where you can win a prize. There'll also be some short online tests that are designed to help us identify your academic needs. Obviously, you didn't do SATs this year. Normally, we'd use your SATs results to help make sure that you're in the right groups. Instead, we'll be using little tests that you'll be doing on those induction days that will help us to identify where we might need to give some students a bit more support. You'll also have your photo taken for your ID badge. You can see I had mine taken when I was a lot younger, and that's going to be put on your ID badge when you join us. The school day will finish at 3:10 p.m. and you'll be able to leave through gate 1, which again will tell you where that is so that you know where you're going. That's on both days. On those induction days, you will need to come in full school uniform for the 2 induction days. You won't need your PE kit for either day. So the PE activities that you'll be doing, the orienteering activities, you don't need your PE kit. So for those first 2 days, for your induction days, the Tuesday and the Wednesday, you just need to come in full school uniform. You don't need your PE kit. You will need to bring with you the following equipment, which is the standard equipment list for any student in year 7. So it may be a good idea to write this down and make sure that you've got everything on the list. A black or a blue pen, always good to have more than one. A green pen, we do improvement work in green pens, so make sure you've got your own green pen. You need a pencil, you need a ruler, you need a rubber, you need a sharpener, you need colouring pencils, you need highlighters, you need glue, like a glue stick, like a Pritt stick, you need a scientific calculator, you need sanitizer and tissues, for obviously keeping safe around the college, and you need a reading book because we place a huge amount of emphasis on reading at the college. So you'll need your own reading book that you'll be able to use throughout mentor times when we have reading sessions and library lessons and things like that. So that's the list of stuff that you need to bring with you for induction. Also, and this is a very specific request, this is to help you with your short online tests. We'd love it if you could bring with you for your induction days in August a set of headphones with a 3.5mm jack. Now, you might not know what one of those is because you're too young, but your parents will know what I'm talking about. These are the headphones that have the 3.5mm jack, so not the lightning charger connector, the standard 3.5mm jack that we're all used to using with our Walkmans and our CD players and things like that. Obviously, if you're 11, you probably don't know what I mean, but your parents will know. And you can get these online for 99p, £2 off Amazon. So please bring a set of headphones with a 3.5mm jack and make things a lot simpler for us over those 2 days. Right. I think that's everything about induction. I think that's everything for our induction open evening. Thank you so much for logging on and for watching us all talk things through. Of course, I will be emailing you again over the next couple of weeks with information about summer schools. I'll also be emailing you about the induction days over the summer holiday, just to remind you of start times and things like that. Fingers crossed, going to get to see a lot of you at the uniform fitting service next week. If you've not booked in, please make sure that you do. And I think that's it. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for your understanding. Really can't wait to see all of you joining the college very soon. Have a great summer. Speak to you again soon. Take care.